Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I'm going over what I found at an estate sale and what I bought for $12. So for $12, I got my cheat sheet here. For $12, I got like 25 books. I got 6 beer glasses, 2 Star Trek mugs, and a vintage New England Patriots bottle opener. So kind of an eclectic mix. I know normally it's just books, but see cool, buy cool. You see it, you got to find it. So I'm just gonna show you stuff. I'm gonna say up front, if I'm a little hoarse or I'm like I have to stop and do a break or take a sip of San Pellegrino, it's the pollen. It has been insane here in North Alabama. It's like for weeks things have been coated in green and yellow, and if we get any rain, it's like everything just puddles up like a little scummy pond. It's been wreaking havoc on my allergies this spring, more than it has in a long time. So anyway, thanks for the views, for the channel support, the comments. You guys keep watching. We'll just keep making these. It's nice to have the book selling community and to go over things. And I do things like this, what I find, and give you comps, so that it's what works for me, what I like to sell, and what works. So an estate sale. I'm going to do a quick break and show you some video from the sale. The sale was weird. The house had 2 or 3 levels. But there wasn't like a single area like a library or a study with a ton of books. There were just like little bookshelves kind of strung through the place, and it wasn't, I found stuff here and there all through the house. And then there was lots of little smalls, glassware and just household stuff and some of the stuff you'll see. So I'm gonna do a quick break, show you kind of, some snippets from the sale to give you a feel for what it looked like, and then I'll show you what I got. So back in a second. Bye. All right, so I'm just showing kind of some of the shelves. Like I said, there weren't like any big bookshelves like a study, but there were all these like smaller shelves just through the house that just had random books, different things in different rooms. Lots of glassware and kitchenware. You can see in the house this kind of stuff kind of blew through, but it was definitely almost what I would call. I found some books like on this little nook here in a bedroom. It was almost like what I would call a digger sale. It was kind of dirty and stuff was everywhere. Like they'd evidently been into stamping for a while there. This is the little alcove that had all the beer glasses and some of the beer mugs. I should have got that one in hindsight, but I didn't. I didn't get that mug. But yeah, man, it was dust and dirty. I was sneezing after this one. It was crazy. It was definitely a digger. Okay, so there you have it. So where to start? Let's start first with kind of the non-traditional things I got. So there was this area like a little bar down in the basement. I think I showed them in the video, and they had a bunch of beer glasses and things. And in particular, there were several things from this Narragansett, the Gansett High Neighbor. And if you're, in pop culture, this actually was like the most popular beer in New England from up to like through the 1970s. But in pop culture, if you remember Jaws and was Captain Quint, he crushes a can of Narragansett. And I understand that was a non-paid placement. It's just part of what they had. I don't know. But that's kind of, a lot of people remember it from that. But popular New England beer, this catchphrase, high neighbor. Well, there was I got 4 of these glasses, and they were originally, I think, $1 a piece, and everything was 50% off. I went at it was like 2 hours left in the sale, so it was amazing that there was anything left. But these things are great. No rubbing. They look unused. And I've got sold comps on these for $14.95 plus shipping. So I got them for 50 cents. I think they're cool, but I've got stuff like this. I'm just going to probably sell them. So for 50 cents, if I can get $15 for them, that's pretty good. So I got 4 of those. I probably will sell them singles. I could sell them as a set of 4 and try and just ask like 50 or 60 bucks for them. We'll see. I don't know. And then I really like these. It's the same. It doesn't say the Narragansett, but it says the High Neighbor and king size. And you know, that's just so cool, right? In the classic kind of Pils glass. I haven't got Soul Comps on these. I only have 2 of these. I like them. I got them. And then the other kind of weird things, they had these 2 for $1, and so I got them for a quarter. And I noticed I got 2 of them, and I noticed this one has some ceramic marks in it. And anyway, it's a Quarks bar and restaurant, Deep Space Nine, the Ferengi, and it gives the 214th Ferengi rule of acquisition: never begin a business negotiation on an empty stomach. And so, you know, it's Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Quarks. Now, when I get these, I'll show you what. I've got another one here. I got 2 of them. These things are huge. I've done mugs in the past. I like them. I like to do them. I'm kind of a sucker for them. Always look to make sure there's no stir marks, like where somebody took the spoon and stirred their coffee. Over time, that scrapes the enamel. So, you know, you always look for, as they say here in the South, chigger bites. Any kind of little chips, anything like that. Just look for chigger bites so you can run your finger across it. And then also just always look for stir marks, okay? Mugs are crazy. You can run across some mugs that really sell pretty good, especially just, they're kind of almost like books on the stuff people put on them. But huge. This one is perfect. This one I actually just noticed, you know, my own advice, probably because things were dirty. You can see something in the bottom there, right? You see those dots in there? It's like a ceramic, it's like a firing, you know, like the ceramic firing, how it just, probably when it fired, some gunk got in there and it didn't. So I'll still list these. And I think I saw some of these selling for like 20 or 25 bucks. I'll still list it, but I would say show a picture and show that. I probably wouldn't have bought this one, but anyway, they were 2 for $1. So I got them a quarter a piece. So not bad. Okay. And then the last kind of weird non-book item, it was this vintage. See, this looks like a bottle cap, right? Huge bottle cap. It's got the Patriots. On the back, you know, it's got where it could do like a bottle and then like a 2-liter or, you know, a twisty kind of opener. It's got a magnet so you can put it on your fridge. Okay, this is the old Patriots, you know, mascot emblem, team emblem, whatever. I think that was up through like 91, 92 time frame. It's hard to know exactly. You have to, before that, it was the guy, and there's some subtle differences on the coloring of the skin tone and of the uniform, or the football. But on this printing, it's not high enough quality to like it would be like on a paper or something. So it's at least prior to 1991, 92 time frame, when they went to kind of like the current thing. It's got the guy's head and a little swoopy thing on it. But, you know, this is at least 30, 32 years old. It could be 70s, more 70s vintage, right? But at least through the 90s. So that's the weird kind of non-book stuff I got. Again, see cool, buy cool. Going through the books now, switching gears to my traditional thing. Oh, and since we're switching to books, some of you might already be wondering, what's going on behind, right? All this empty space. Well, I'm still going through, you know, I did a video a few weeks ago about ending all my eBay stuff and kind of doing the refresh. I've gone through everything. I've got, I don't know, out of the video view, I've got maybe 30 or 40 more books to go through. I've slowly but surely been getting things back on and cleaning out. And these are, actually I took some of my personal books that were here and moved them down to this shelf because it's easier for me to access sold books here. And then I've got some empty space. So as I'm building back up, I had gotten down to about 350 listings. I think I'm back up to like 120. So I'm probably going to end up with about half of my inventory that I had on eBay, just getting rid of it. It's just stuff that had been there for too long. Just for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like, you know, the market had changed. It was a bad buy, whatever. I got rid of it. So this is space. So I'm working on it, right? It's like everything, a work in progress, right? So anyway, that's what, if you're asking or wondering, that's what's going on back there. So, Okay, so now the books. So this one, hardback, this was a 4th edition, The Witch of Pungo. I had no idea what this is. It's just kind of weird. You know, it looks like it has this lady on the back, the author there. Anyway, I had a sold comp of $65 on this on eBay, meaning that one had sold on eBay before for 65 bucks. And there's some newer versions of it that are $5, $10. Most of these that are kind of like from the 70s, the early editions, are 30 or 40. I think it's a $25, $30 book. I don't think it's only got one sold comp at 65. So anyway, it was worth. Oh, hardback started out at at this sale. Hardback started out at $2. When I was there, they were $1. Paperback started back out at 50 cents, so they were a quarter a piece. And most of what I bought was paperbacks. So that's how I was able to get like 25 books. Again, yeah, like 25 books for, and all this other stuff for 12 bucks was because they started out at 50 cents. I like that. What's interesting is this estate sale company, their hardbacks are usually $1. And this particular, I saw on some of their ads on another location, they were still $1. But at this sale, they missed them for $2. I don't know if they're going to raise their prices, or it was just like whoever the people were that were working the sale just tried to amp it up. So anyway, okay, here's an interesting book, and got a few comments on this. All right, The Loss of the Ship Essex, okay, as sunk by a whale. And it says the ordeal from the crew members, and it's like by the last surviving member. All right, I've got several solds on this for $5, $10, paperbacks. All right, this is interesting. You know, again, for a buck, it's where's the guy? For a buck, being this is from a Nantucket historical. So I love this kind of stuff, right? It's local published, Nantucket Historical Association, 1984. This is a nice hardback one. So, you know, if this was paperback, I don't think that there's a lot of $5 comps. I don't think it would have been good. But for what it is, for being the hardback and the price, getting it for $1, I think this is a $20 copy, still a $5 copy. Now, I will say, on the topic of whales and whaling, I've run across a lot of books on the whaling industry, history of the whaling industry, and I found that people just aren't interested anymore. It's just not something that sells. So in general, whaling is not something that sells. But for this one, being maritime history, Nantucket, that sort of thing, and seeing that the paperback versions of this have sold, I thought, hey, I think this is a pretty good one. So, you know, not a huge win, but okay, here's another one. Oh, and I'll say this, these people had, evidently, it's kind of sad. You know, this is what I hate about estate sales. The ladies were talking, and someone else asked about, you know, the people, and they said, well, the husband had passed away, the lady's in memory care, the kids live far away, and so they had a brother that was local that was taking care of it. And so they were kind of selling everything, you know, for the mom, the mother, to take care of her memory care, which is great that they're able to, you know, they have an estate that they can do that. But it's still sad. I always hate it. It's going to happen to all, one way or another, right? It's going to happen to all of us one day. But it's, anyway, just is. It's sad. You could tell that they were either from or had interest or family originally from like that New England, Nantucket. There were a lot of things from that area, a lot of naval history stuff. So there just was lots of that kind of stuff, kind of real interesting books. So here's one, Secret Army, Secret War, from the Naval Institute Special Warfare series. I see this one on Amazon for like $30. This one will actually go into Amazon, sell on FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. Go from there. So, all right. Here's one. This is a solid 15. Sell this on eBay. This How to Survive on Land and Sea. You know, it's a soft back, but it's kind of got that kind of plasticky cover. But you know, it's got lots of illustrations on, you know, things that can kill you, things you can eat, making fire, cooking. So this kind of stuff, survival stuff, wilderness stuff, I like it. It usually does pretty good. Here's another. A lot of these books were like the $15 kind of value. Okay, so here's one, Defenses in the Narragansett Bay, World War II. It's a solid $15 book. It's look, it's got all this aerial photo stuff. You know, it's got pictures of all the old, you know, the gun setups from World War II. Pretty cool. All right. Then there was some stuff from St. James Bay. There's like, here's the Quonset Point Naval Station, Part 1, Part 2. Individually, these things I don't think they would sell very good. These images of America I'm real hit or miss on these. You'll find one every now and then that surprises you, and it's like $30, but most of the time they're $7, $8. But I felt like for 50 cents total, I can put these together. It's 10 or 15 bucks. It'd be an easy sell. Then I really like these. This was kind of cool. Look, they had a lot of stuff on this you know, the East Greenwich area in Rhode Island, and I've got a sold comp on this. I think this one sold for like 20 bucks on eBay. It's from the 225th anniversary, which was in, I think, the year 2000. Okay, and you know, it's just typical. You know, it has the day. You've seen these things before, right? Where, you know, they give some history, but there's local ads. You know, just talks about, you know, they have just all kinds of stuff on the, you know, the local community. Well, there was another one. Here was one. It was a reprint from, and I don't quite understand this. Oh, this is a little bit different. This was the founding of East Greenwich. It looks like a reprint because it's from 1927, and this looks like a facsimile reprint, but you know, it has all the buildings. Then there was one from the 300th anniversary of the founding. Okay, and then there was this one that actually has something from the library that was just about the Rhode Island Preservation Commission. So it's all of these like local East Greenwich books for a quarter a piece. I like them. I think I can sell them for, I've sold that kind of stuff a lot. I like it. The town history celebration, bicentennials, whatever, you know. Here's some stuff on James Island. James Island. Again, this one's about a $15 book. And then there was this is South Carolina, which was interesting. I guess maybe they like to go there. Another James Island. I see this one 10 to 15. All right, got closing out here. All right, this is kind of cool. Okay. All right, so I'll put these in. I'm gonna show you these in a second. I found this old Frommer's Europe on $10 a day. You know, I love vacationing in Europe. You know, my first experience there was backpacking in the late 80s, but Frommer started off, you know, like in the 60s, it was $5 a day, and in the 70s, it was $10 a day. I've got some stuff. I've got a soul comp on one of these from 75, 76 that for 20 bucks. I thought it was cool. It has a little bit of a musky smell. It's old, but I think that I can get 20 bucks for it. I liked it. But then there were these pamphlets from, they gave me all these for, these were all 50 cents total. It was from the World's Fair, 1940. New York's World's Fair, and then there's a map of the New York's World's Fair, the Chrysler Motors. I love the art on this one. This was so from 1940, right? And you know, look, you fold this out. Talking Plymouth, three-dimensional movies, the rocket port. I mean, the art on this is just so cool, right? I don't want to. And, you know, I'm a sucker for this ephemera stuff, right? But it's like, these aren't high value, but I really thought that was so cool. So, and then there was another, Brazil introduces you to coffee. This was at the 1939, 1940. So, all right, last thing. I got several of these, and it's this, this Don Bosquet, and this this quahog, right? This, this is a quintessential, if you got viewers on the East Coast in New England, they can weigh in on this, but it's the little clam, right? The hard clam, the quahog. And I think there's a couple different pronunciations, and I dare say that, don't take me up for that. I think that's how you say it, quahog. But there's some funny things like, the quahog cologne, or like, wait till I get you home, my pretty, right? It's kind of funny. These things were running. It turns out that like all of these were like 15 to 20 bucks, but there's a couple of them that are actually signed by the author and flat signed, not to somebody. So that's so cool. So there's some of them that are robo-signed, right? That's just robo-signed. But these are actually, signed again by him, right? So there's 3 or 4 of these that are like that. So that was one. Then there was this, just born in Rhode Island. And this one, same thing. See how it's signed by him. And so look, this planet is awesome. What do they call it? Rhode Island. So you got the aliens with the quahog, the raking his clams, right? So, that's the humor, right? And so here was one more, beware of the quahog that was actually signed. But then there was another copy of that one that wasn't signed, along with, this is a quahog walks among us, and I break for quahogs. And then I'll just show you some of the other covers here. Oh, there was a non-signed version of that one. A quahog state of mind. So clearly from the Rhode Island area, and they like the humor. And it turns out that they'll sell. So that's it. That's what I found. That's what I got $12 for at an estate sale here in the Huntsville area. I think that I've got a lot of, there's several $100 profit potential here. So anyway, that's it. See cool, buy cool. That's what this is all about. So hope you guys are having a good week. Hope your pollen and all is doing good. And I will talk to you soon.